Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. It was total humiliation at the Etihad Stadium. Liverpool players didn't show up at all. It seems like they were still playing for their various national teams because none of them showed up. I have a problem with Liverpool fans. Bigging up Van Dijk as one of the Premier League greats. To some extent, some even call him the best defender ever in the Premier League. This guy has had just 2 very good seasons, and in both seasons, they won the league. So I give that to him. But apart from that, he's ass. He's the only defender they coined the term oral defending because that is what he does. He's the kind of individual we call a masculine man based on physicality. And then he directs play. Whenever he's defending, you see him directing play, telling his partners to tackle this person, to go for this ball. That is all he does. Hardly does he go in for tackles. And people sometimes used to say that as a great defender, you don't go in for tackles because once you have to go in for tackles, you've already lost. But this is the thing. Every good defender still goes in for tackles. They read a game and they go in for tackles because sometimes the player is too tricky and no matter how you read it, they might bypass it. The ball might not come the way you determine it to be. And therefore, you have to put in the tackles. And this guy always never put in the tackles. He twerks, turn his back and twerk, and rather blames other players when he misses the ball. And we saw it today. About 3 of the goals were from Van Dijk. The penalty was shambles. It was total shambles. Fouling O'Reilly was uncalled for. And then what again? The goals. Semenyo goal, where was Van Dijk? When you talk about Haaland goal, third goal, or even the second goal, where was Van Dijk? That is what he does. He's a very good defender, but he's not a Premier League great. You can't compare him to the likes of John Terry's, the Vidic of the world, and then the Ferdinands of the world. Those are the top tiers. Van Dijk is not better than company. He is probably the second tier of defenders that the Premier League has seen. And let's talk about Mohamed Salah. Everybody tells me I hate Mohamed Salah, that I am anti-Mohamed Salah. No, I've watched football to the extent that I've seen players. I've seen the Ronaldos of the world. I've seen the Ronaldinos of the world. I've seen players that defenders always have fear when they are going to face them. And night before they face these players, there is fear. They can't even sleep. They have nightmares because they know it's going to be a tough day tomorrow because they are facing Lamine Yamal, because they are facing Messi, they are facing Ronaldo, they are facing Eden Hazard, they are facing Neymar Jr., they are facing Vinicius, they are facing Kylian Mbappe. I've never heard any defender said he has nightmares facing Mohamed Salah. Because this player, 85 minutes of the game, you never see him. The only time you see Mohamed Salah is when he has scored a goal or given an assist. That is his style of play. His football is what we know as football reels. Because throughout the 90 minutes, he does shit. His name is only mentioned when he scores a goal. That is simply Mohamed, or gives an assist. That is simply Mohamed Salah. He doesn't bring fear into opposition. He doesn't contribute defensively to his team also. So the reason he's being exposed this season is because he's not picking his moments this season. He's a moment player, and when the goals are not coming, that is when you see the flaws. And you could see everybody from media, he had these tantrums when he got substituted, when he wasn't playing with this, and when now he's playing and he's still not performing. Is he still the coach? No, because his legs are gone. He's not having the moment anymore, so his liability is now pronounced, getting hammered by Manchester City 4-0. And let's talk about Manchester City. They are picking at the right moment, and next season is going to be hell for the Premier League because it's going to be the team to beat with their star man in Ryan Cherky. This guy doesn't care about shit. You saw when in the Carabao Cup finals, he was doing keepy uppies when they were 2-0 against Arsenal. Today, he exchanged jersey halftime with Ekitike, and then whilst the still was going on, when he was substituted, he was wearing Ekitike's jersey. Who does that apart from Ryan Cherky? I love it. This is what we need, a shithousery in football. This is the things we love. We don't like all this, like you have to comport yourself, you have to be a certain way. No. Football has become too robotic. We want personalities in the game of football. And Ryan Cherky is one of them. He doesn't care about shit. And when he's on the field with the ball at his feet, he creates magic. He creates magic. I was one of the guys who thought Semenyo wouldn't perform in Manchester City because coming from Bournemouth, where they play a counter-attacking football, high-pressing football, and then he has space to operate. With Man City, they always have the ball, so I thought it would be very difficult for him to operate within tiny spaces. But hell no, I was totally wrong. And I accept it. I was totally wrong. This guy is scoring left foot, right foot, chipping, whatever you want. He was sensational today also. A goal and an assist. And Haaland, after long spells this second half of the season without goals, he scored a hat-trick against the abysmal Liverpool. So Man City for Liverpool 0. And Man City is now looking like the team to beat, although it's a long way to overcome Arsenal in the Premier League. But the team is gelling at the right time. And next season, they are going to win hell on the Premier League. Because the form of Ryan Cherky, Semenyo, Rodri also picking up from coming back to the Rodri we know in the past. I think Guardiola is going to extend his contract. He's going to stay at least till next season. So Liverpool is a mess. And with the news that Arne Slot is not leaving, they are going to fund him, give him more money in order to buy players. That is good news for the rest of the league because he's ass. He's not getting it. And I don't want to even talk about Florian Wirtz and all the other players they bought. Yeah, some of them have talent, but you know what? The team is not working. The Liverpool team is not working. But kudos to Manchester City. They are gelling at the right time. And I am fearful because next season, they might go for a quadruple. It's Bulldozer TV. Until then, cheers.